Judge, a very good morning to you and thanks for your time. What are the difficulties around getting the name changed back to District 6 here?
Good morning, Yuveka. It's not a question of name change, it's a question of restoring the name. You know, when District 6 was declared a white group area 50 years ago, they did two things. Firstly, they allocated 1/3 of the land to build the Cape Technicon. And secondly, they changed the name from District 6 to Zonnebloem. It is an insult against the people who live there and who moved out. But most importantly, the location of the Cape Technicon on that site and the change of name was an attempt to obliterate the memory of District 6. They've obviously failed in that regard. We've kept the District 6 ex-residents have kept the issue alive over the years, and hopefully the restitution process will continue. But the important thing is this: restoring the name is in a sense a part of the restitution process, and restoring the sense of dignity that went with the name being eradicated.
And Judge, from what I'm reading here, it's not just a matter of sentimentality, it's not just a matter of getting, you know, what is due, and a matter of respect as well. I mean, there are real logistical day-to-day problems that residents are experiencing, things about getting their mail and, you know, addresses getting mixed up. It's not just a matter of just we want the name changed.
Yes, nobody really wanted the name Zonnebloem. That was simply an official act by the apartheid regime. Everybody still refers to the place as District 6. We've referred to it as District 6 over the years, and there are certain logistical problems. But it's not simply an issue of sentiment. It's an important part of the process of restitution, and it should have been done a long time ago. The only reason the museum has taken up the issue is because nobody else has done so. And certainly our staff, and led by our director, quite correctly placed this matter on the agenda. It will be before the Geographic Place Names Committee, and they'll deal with it, hopefully favourably.
And Judge, I mean, for those who are sitting at home going, you know, what's the problem with a name like Zonnebloem? Like we said, you know, the name was changed when it was whites only, but it comes with its particular brand of disrespect and horror for those who had to be in the area, and the stigma that is attached to apartheid there. If you can just give us a bit of that history.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, the place Zonnebloem, it was known as Zonnebloem something like 150, 160 years ago, in 1850s. Since then, the District 6 area was regarded as the 6th district of Cape Town. But it acquired its own reputation and name, and the area acquired its own colour. And that's what was important, what was taking place when the evictions took place. And it's important to restore some of that back. And the first step, one of the steps, would be to restore the name. It will give the area the cogency, the importance it deserves, but also restore the dignity that went with the name being eradicated. You know, I've kept the position over the years since I participated in the Hands of District 6 campaign that we must preserve the land and restore it to those who originally lived in it or their descendants. And we've campaigned for that vigorously for the last 40 odd years. We've succeeded to a great extent. And part of that success must be to restore the name, and then obviously the most important aspect, to proceed with the restitution process. I see we have a new minister now. I hope she'll give this matter greater attention.
Well, that's what I was just going to ask you, because we know that
it's an ongoing process.
We know that there's been a court ruling, Judge, ordering government to deliver on that promise of providing restitution to the District 6 claimants. We know that the speed at which this is being done has been highly criticised. So have you had any, I mean, I know it's probably just too early, but do you have plans to engage the new minister about this?
We've engaged every minister since 1994 on this issue, not simply as in the museum, but in other capacities. We've engaged each minister, each president in fact, since President Mandela. We've engaged them on the issue of District 6. Various undertakings have been given, but I appreciate that there are logistical problems in getting restitution done on the scale that it is sought. But it's a process that's gone on for too long. It's now 40 odd years, we're 25 years into democracy. And it's a process that must now reach some fruition. I'm sure the new minister will give it the due attention, and we'll be happy to cooperate with her as well.
All right, thanks very much for that. Judge Siraj Desai is also the chairperson of the District 6 Museum Board of Trustees. Thank you so much for your time.